going to call the St. John Township Board meeting July 20th, 2026 at 6:08 p.m. The pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mike, can you do roll call?
Yeah. Okay. Lisa Elder.
I'm present.
Mike Quigley is present. Eric Stanich.
Here.
Kathy LaRue. And Celia.
Here.
Also joining us are the Lake Hills Fire Department.
Okay, we are going to move on to our citizen input. Any citizen input? Going once, twice? Okay, no citizen input. We're going to move forward to our reports. And we have our fire department reports, Lake Hills Fire Department June 2026 financial report and your June 2026 calls and EMS report. Stephanie?
Calls going pretty good. In the June, we had 327 calls. I just looked for 170 yards for the calls this month.
Wow.
Well, last month was crazy with the tornado.
Yeah.
We had 9 calls in 2 hours of our own in our area. The tornado did just a small area, had 4 houses, just messed up the roof. One blew the garage door and blew the side of the garage out. So nothing major. Nobody displaced, no nothing major. But yeah, last month was pretty busy. This month's been busy. Quite a bit of mutual aid. We've been everywhere. Everybody's been calling us lately.
So you got that done now? During that?
No, so they seen that we were buried with our own calls. They didn't bother us. We actually had a small fire right after the tornado went over. Disco meter was leaking and it caught. And it just melted the siding on the house. So we were technically on the structure fire. Arizona St. John Auto Aid came to help us, and as soon as they got there, we already had it out. And I'm like, I know you guys got stuff, go ahead and go. So, yeah, that was a great night. So, oh no, one structure fire on the list. One structure fire is ours. That was that. Like I said, nothing major. House wasn't even occupied. So, 13 mutual aid St. John for EMS, 11 for Fairville for EMS, 6 fires for Fairville, 4 for St. John. So we've been busy. And it's going pretty decent. Our first got us set up with everything online. They're waiting for checks to come in. It took us off of 30 to 60 days turnaround to 7 to 10 days.
Nice.
So, yeah, that just told me about that. I'm like, oh, 7 says up with that. So, everything's going real good. We have 4 new probationary firefighters in the academy now. So, we're growing again. So, yeah. Other than that, everything's pretty good.
I did bring copy of the financials. Everything looks good. Holding our own there. We did have some, we did do post testing.
No, well, that's in the end of the month.
Oh, ladder testing.
Ladder testing.
Pump maintenance. Those are the 2 ones. Otherwise, everything looks great. And we're still receiving donations from our donation letter last year.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
They just pop up out of the blue.
So the donation letter was for was it the headstone?
It was for that and
The headsets was previous year.
no,
This year.
no, that's for the messaging and
Oh,
So, yeah, that was, yeah, they're still,
they're still coming in.
out of the blue, won't pop up.
So what do you do if you already have those covered? And you use it for-
Other equipment.
Yeah, it just goes in the fund and then if we need,
We save up for health and health. And then next fundraiser letter, we'll put it all together. If we don't have enough. We haven't discussed that, that's coming up.
yeah, we gotta do that.
Usually October, maybe November, we try to get it out.
So I'm looking, let's see, so you did so, we got our tax payment in June, does that make it? I don't,
No, because we were on vacation.
okay, I was gonna say, maybe I was missing. it.
No, we were on vacation, so I didn't.
Yeah, and it is always.
It'll show in July.
Okay. So they had already, they've done our agreement signing. Their, okay.
Yeah, you'll see it on
Yeah, that was towards the end of the month.
Yeah.
I believe that we were out of town.
there. Yeah, we were just getting ready.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to accept our Lakeville Fire Department June 2026 financial reports and the June 2026 calls and EMS reports as a matter of record. We'll move on to our trustee report.
I don't really have much to report to you. I mean, there's all kinds of positive things going on, but, I did want you to see at the back of your packet that there is the, D&D walk flyer. You can all do that one too. Anyway, so if encourage everyone to come out there and to support the veterans. And every year we have found that people have received help because of these walks, because of awareness being great. They're receiving benefits with the DA's help, which we work on behalf of them with the DA. And so it's very beneficial for our veterans. So, that's that one, and, different things going on, but, I have my, the budget that, that we closed out the first 6 months of the year, getting that prepared, and we'll have a public hearing for that in September, and that in October. And I have a budget meeting set up with the Department of Local Government Finance. So we will discuss the budget.
We'll move on to our board report, or no, training report.
Okay, a couple of things. The first thing is just an update on the capital improvement. So, I don't know if you remember last year, they passed the law, which went into effect July 1st, which required.
I have that on under new business. If you-
Oh, okay. Well, we'll address it there.
Oh,
You also, you want to talk about the building?
that, there was a gentleman that got into the fence, and, he came in and told us, and so there were a couple of our own posts that were weakened prior to him, breaking it. If you've seen the split here, and the fence broken out here. But the one section that he broke, the post was actually broken. files themselves are okay. The one that he had hit, it was broke, and he was going to have gotten some, two estimates on that, and he was going to reimburse the township for his portion.
That's why I'm doing it. But other than that, everything else. So,
Anything from the board? Board report. Okay, we're gonna move on to correspondence. Okay. We'll move on to our old business. And the first one on here is approval of the June 23rd, 2026 board meeting. Can I get a motion?
Motion for approval for the June 23rd, 2026 board meeting minutes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Number 2, the approval of the June 23rd, 2026 executive board meeting minutes. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to, I'd like to make a motion to approve the June 2023, June 23rd, 2026 executive board meeting minutes.
I seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Okay, number 3, we're gonna move on to our approval of our July 14th, 2026 executive board meeting minutes. Can I get a motion?
Make a motion for approval of the July 14, 2026 executive board meeting minutes.
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. We're gonna move on to new business, and the first one up is our township assistance report for June 2026.
I think you can see that, based on the numbers given, we've provided assistance and, I think that through efforts of, resources outside of the township, total for this month of June, there were 2 members combined, about 17,000 in township assistance. And that people coming in with prescriptions and a and so the advantage when I was that they did fabulous job.
Just to clarify again, line number 2, total number of recipients, 77, is that like, we talked about this before, I think that's the amount of people that show interest or call in?
The number of requests, number 1 is township assistance, and the number of recipients of township assistance. That would, be a 50 total of people receiving it one way or the other. Recipients of township assistance, so they actually receive something in some way or another, whether it was through food pantry assistance or housing.
Okay. Okay. 77, I don't know how it compares to other ones, but it seems like a lot.
It is, and like you said, all of those numbers, so when you say recipients, it would be like with households. So however many are in the house.
5 in the house.
Yeah, and again, you're gonna have something in there to be provided, the food assistance. You're gonna see it with that number as well, recipients.
I know that for another organization, Township, there's been a lot of interest, yeah, more than I can remember, but going back 4 years, so it's not very long.
Was they're coming in with items, Minsto, as well as the, grant that we purchased.
One of those things.
I'm going to accept the Township Assistant Report June 2026 as a matter of record. Moving on to our Township Financial Reports for June 2026.
Before you have the question on that, my friend, and, there's a fund balance sheet with both funds balance.
Any questions from the board?
No.
Okay, I'm going to accept the Township Financial Reports June 2026 as a matter of record. Number 3, sale of our 2006 ambulance.
So now that, the new ALS ambulance is up and running, Lake Hills had, stated to me that they're ready to sell, for us to sell the 2006 ambulance. So, Adam, you can elaborate a little bit on the two approaches that we can take.
Sure, there's two allowable approaches. If you're selling it to another government organization, you can do it outright for what either Lake wants to buy, North Township wants to buy. Even a government entity will wants to buy. So, if you're going to sell to a private entity, however, you have to put it up for auction. That doesn't have to do with an auctioneer or you can do an online. But the whole idea is to maximize, if it's not being sold to the government, it's to maximize value. So, I can explore it. You might know that there might be websites where you can list it for sale for governmental buyers and see if anyone comes for it. And then before you go up for auction, or if you just want to, if you have a potential private buyer, you can also, if a private buyer came to you already, to yours for sale, and said, we want it, you still have to go through the auction, but you can attach conditions to it. I won't say favor that buyer, but to officially to ensure that the ambulance is being sold.
So we probably, need to find out what the value right now of the ambulance would be. I know it was a used ambulance, but it was purchased from Cedar. So, we have to do that, and I've got you and I now. The purchase price of the purchase was used for the 2006 ambulance. The purchase price was $25,000. Obviously, we're gonna go, we're gonna sell it for lower than that. Because of that price range, we don't have to do a sealed bid, right? For this, because it's not over.
Well, it's not a bid because it's governed by a separate state. So it's
Okay.
just, I mean, and it's all going to be public.
Okay, it's an auction and it's not, but it doesn't have to be sealed, it doesn't have to be sealed.
No, it doesn't.
Okay. to, nurse in, but we had to get two kids for that, although it was under a dollar, it was less than 10,000. We still had to keep all these things.
That was when you bought it from Steve.
So that, when I purchased our bus, through a nurse auction.
Never sees a public. Okay. That was their own. That must have been. They were doing. But you hire an officer or do that.
Basically, now, do we need to, at this point, at the board, approval on moving forward with the sale of this, or
Well,
for
you
you and
have-
I to work together to?
I mean, you have to have a resolution finding that it's certain property and authorizing. I mean, you do that now. Anyway, so if you don't mind waiting for the meeting.
Okay. So, and then the board would authorize.
Yeah, authorize.
Okay.
So, just a quick question. We purchased that ambulance, and now they want to purchase it again?
No,
Oh.
we use them as an example.
Okay,
Oh, yeah, I just threw that.
Okay, I was
They were
just-
next to it.
got it, I was just like, okay.
Is there a market for 2004? Is there a market for a 20-year-old ambulance?
Don't know. Don't know.
I would think that codes and requirements would want ambulance to be more modern.
As long as they're standard for.
I'm thinking like buses, like school buses, those are great.
Some of the. The modern. So,
I think if the price is low, you might get a rural. 50-year-old.
Maybe they need a backup.
Yeah, the growth.
I still have to look on an old Mac Tyrant. Living its life in Kentucky, and their first out engine, it was 79. It was old, so.
How long ago was that?
Oh goodness, 20, right around 2000. So.
40.
Yeah. But it must be something. This is way better than what we got. Oh, okay.
Well, it's a good truck.
Yeah, there's a driver, there's a vehicle. One of the guys at the station that expressed interest in one new camper. So there is interest out
You
there.
mean the ambulance?
Yes. Yeah, that's like a hot thing now.
Yeah.
There's getting home ambulances and guns in the back of them and turning it into the camper.
Specifically ambulances?
Yes.
I've heard of, vans, conversion vans, buses.
Yeah, there's ambulances are popping up.
So moving forward, I mean, I know you did say there was also some private
They may be interested.
that might be in.
The lady that said that they may be interested doesn't work for us anymore. So, here, so yeah, there's a possibility that. So we've got a rough bolt in the rocker panel right now. The other day when I was outside. So, she's tired.
Well, with that being said, at this point, we're gonna need to move forward with being a resolution from the board authorizing us to sell it. And we can find out exactly what the process is.
I mean, and if you, I just told you the process. You're gonna do that. But if you find a governmental purpose, we can bring the resolution and you want to put it up for auction, I would say wait for the rest.
Okay.
How do you find demand? How do you locate demand from a governmental agency?
There might be a website.
Oh, okay, that's what you said earlier.
I'd have to,
You don't, okay.
it wouldn't
got it.
surprise me if there were one.
True. Looking for.
Yeah.
Vintage.
Like a crate.
I know. There's one for equipment that
Yeah.
I come across every once in a while, but I don't usually see. Yeah. So there's websites out there for.
I would talk to one of the
The smaller companies.
I'll just lay it down for the thing. So, we have lots of equipment. We have to get the fire.
Yeah. I don't know much now, but it's purchase of it. Okay, I'll look into it. And I'll
Okay,
see.
so I'm gonna rule the sale of 2016.
Yeah, it's not, you don't need to take action on it.
I mean, we did 6 and 1, half a dozen the other. Table it, you have to bring it up again. If it's gonna be on the table. Whether you table it or not. So. But if you need it to table, you need a vote. I would just.
Steve had a question.
Do you want to take pictures and permit? We can, I can start getting stuff ready for you, it's next month.
Yeah, you don't need a vote.
I'll get all the pertinent information, I'll take a bunch of pictures. So you have
Yeah,
it.
but you're.
If you're gonna put it on the website or something, you'll have all that stuff.
If you want to, yeah, give that to me.
Absolutely. I'll take care of it. Not on this weekend, but I will, to be honest.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, we will answers. Mine.
Okay, we're gonna move on to business number 4, the 2027 CIP capital improvement.
You can elaborate more, I mean, if you think or read, but remember last year, they had it where we needed to do the CIP, and then it needed to be the August county
The
council
statute
meeting.
took effect July 1st, the LGF had no forms, and then we had to bring it to the council's August meeting.
We had to have it, their meeting was the second Tuesday of the month. But I reached out to the Department of Local Government Funding and said, we still don't have the template for the new CIP, but there was new,
More importantly, last year you reached out to representatives. And we actually fixed the law.
yes, I did. And, so there's new, revisions to the Indiana Code involving the Township capital improvement plan. So Adam's gonna go ahead and just tell you about the changes.
Okay, so you have your little, this is chapter 9 of Title 36, or 6, governs the capital improvement plan. I'm just going to go over the parts that have changed. So if you turn to page 2, section 5, I see 36, 9, townships required to adopt plan. So if you read section 5A, before January 1st, 28, this chapter, so the whole CIP requirement, applies to the township if the total amount of funds exceeds 150% of the township's total annual budget estimate for the ensuing year, and its conjunctive $200,000. So if your capital improvement fund amount does not meet both of those requirements, a township is not required to submit a capital improvement. And from the information that the trustee has given, we do not meet that threshold for number 1. It's above 200,000, but it's not above the 150%. So if you skip then to the very last page, very last section, 12. And then it says, beginning January 1st, 2028, a township must adopt a plan on an annual basis, must file a plan with the DLGF before the plan is and must include the balance of unrestricted funds. So starting in 2028 is when we will have to put this in the capital improvement plan. Now go to the preceding section, 11. And it says the plan adopted in the immediately preceding calendar year shall be considered by the fiscal. So instead of having to prepare for the current year and then rushing it to the August meeting, the council only has to review the prior year's. So for our council, that's August. So for example, for August 2029, it would be reviewed. If this legislation.
So it's positive. What we have to do last year. So listen and maybe change it. There's nothing that you need to take action on, but the whole purpose of this meeting tonight is so that you know that you didn't have to approve a CIP at this meeting in order for us to get to the county court in August.
In fact, there won't be that.
Then it has to go before, it'll be created, but now it allows the proper punishment. You get the budget completed and it's a process to come up with a CIP. And, so now it gives us time to do the things we're supposed to do in the order we're supposed to be done. The last time we approved it, but the CIP, like he said, we had to rush to get this done, but then it didn't necessarily mean that version that went to the county had to be the one that we used. We could have changed it. So now we can do everything properly.
I'm gonna move on to any and all other business that may come before the township. Okay, our next scheduled meeting of the township board will be held here Tuesday, August the 25th, 2026, in the community center hall. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0.